Hey YouTube, welcome back to ThinKu, and today we are going to look over another archetype. We are almost done with all the archetypes coming out in the set, and then we can work on the rest of the archetype breakdown so you guys can see one by one how these work. It's going to be a fun time, at least I think. So going into this one, today we're going to be doing green GT Goku from probably one of my least favorite sagas, but that's not the point. The point is green actually may be a little bit more playable this set, and that is definitely welcome. So just wanted to say before we jump into anything that if you would like to help join the ThinKu family, all you got to do is hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, go in the comments, maybe comment so the video trends, and maybe you can join the Discord. There's just a lot of stuff going on here. We're growing exponentially. It's just opportunities are opening, and so I want to do everything bigger and better, and I cannot wait for the tournament season to start up. We're already looking at online regionals, we're already looking at prizes coming up, so we're gonna have a good time. That being said, let's roll over to the cards. I mean, there's really nothing to say about that. So we're gonna jump right into this because we actually have quite a few cards to go over, we'll save judgment. I want to know your thoughts on this archetype. So the first one we got here is the Son Goku Leader. A lot of text on this one. Auto, when this card is placed in your leader area, send up to 1 Android 20 Vengeful Alliance and 1 Dr. Mew Vengeful Alliance from your deck to your warp. Then, when this card attacks, auto, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 green sand card amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, and you have 2 or more energy while you have 2 or more Son Goku GT cards in your warp, draw 1 card, switch up to one of your energy active mode, add up to cards up to your life to your hand until you have 6 life left. Alright, so normal awakening, that's pretty standard. Let's talk about a couple things. He's going to automatically remove 2 cards from your deck, and we're going to get to those cards later. But the cool thing about removing these 2 cards from your deck is that this is going to be a leader that starts off with 48 cards. Just by putting himself on the table. If you guys ever played Yu-Gi-Oh and you understand how Upstart Goblin worked, deck thinning can be deck winning, and this game is already about deck thinning. You do it a lot, but starting off at 40 instead of 50 may be a little more constricting for space, but it's actually going to make sure that you have a smaller deck. So this is pretty wild all to begin with. Next, he's going to be searching top 5 for a green sand. Drawing is always good, but these aren't too bad. You're going to have a lot of sands in the deck, and this is going to be able to search out things like Paragus Super Combo and stuff like that, or Great Sandman Super Combo, depending on which one you want to use. So I definitely feel like this is a great top 5 search. His Awakening is going to require 2 GT Gokus in your warp. So we're going to end up seeing exactly how that works, but it's going to be a turn 2 thing, and we're going to see how you can get into that. So let's move on to the next one. You've got SS4 Son Goku, Betting It All. Auto, once per turn, when a Pan card or a card with GT in its character name, both green and without Son Goku GT, is placed from your battle area into your drop, add it to your Z energy from your drop. Okay, so once per turn, when you basically combo with a Pan or a GT Sand, you're going to be able to just put it into your Z energy. What's called is placed in your battle area from your drop, you're going to be able to put it into your Z energy. So that's pretty cool. So once per turn, you'll be able to accrue essentially 2 Z energy. You're going to be able to swing and do one, and then if they happen to kill something, you can just put it in there. And I think that's cool. Now it says placed in your battle or from your battle area into your drop, so this won't stop things like warp, but if it gets minus or blown up, you will be able to put it into your Z energy. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card. Cool. Auto, at the end of the turn, choose up to 1 of your green Android 18Z battle cards and switch it to active mode. So that's actually pretty cool too. That's going to take a while for us to see the payoff on, just the way I structure these videos. But let's move on. You've got Son Goku, Full Strength Kamehameha. Z Awaken, 1 green. When your life is at 4 or less, green Son Goku GT. Auto, discard 1 green card from your hand. When this card attacks, draw 2 cards. That's what we like to see. And then auto, once per turn, when it's your turn and your opponent uses a card in a combo, place up to 1 card from your opponent's combo area in its owner's drop. So you've got that classic green effect of muddling your opponent's combo power, as well as sometimes just taking 10Ks off the map, with like super combos or chompas, things like that. Activate main once per turn. Switch up to 1 of your Android Z battle cards to rest mode. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with blocker, ignoring barrier. KO them, and this card gains 5,000 power for the turn. The 5,000 is kind of negligible, but it is wild that your opponent cannot keep blockers up versus this guy. Granted, there's a lot of negates, there's always floodgates, but this is a pretty substantial wipe If like the fact that it's just blockers ignoring barriers. So your opponent can't wall up on field versus this, only in hand. Now let's move over to the cards that you're gonna warp by playing this leader. First, you got Android 20, Vengeful Alliance. Auto, when this card is KO'd by an opponent's skill, add up to 1 green Android 17 card with an energy cost of 3 from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck. That's not the important part though. Auto, limit 1, if your leader is a green Sun Goku GT and this card and Dr. Mu, Vengeful Alliance, are in your warp, you can send 1 green Sun Goku GT card from your hand to your warp at the start of your main phase, draw 1 card. So, this is cool. At the start of your main phase, you'll be drawing 2 cards. You're starting off at 48, and then you're going to draw a card for your draw phase. And at the start of your main phase, you can remove a Goku from your hand and draw another card. So yes, it is technically a filter 2. You're only plussing 1 off that exchange, but you're going to be seeing 2 different cards, and you're going to be setting up for your Awaken turn. Beautiful. Next card, Dr. Mu, Vengeful Alliance. Permanent, if your leader is a green Sun Goku GT card and this card is in your warp, you can't play non-green battle cards. So this deck is not going to allow you to hit Overrealm. I guess they put it on this card because putting it on Goku would have just had 1 more line of text, and that would have been wild. But this is going to allow you to set up. This deck seems like it's going to allow you to set up a huge grave, and so they don't want you overwhelming off of that easily. Or potentially just loading up your grave and then hitting 1 overwhelm and having your Awakened. So they just basically didn't want those to conflict. So you got the activate main limit 1 if your leader is a green Super 17 card. Okay, so this literally doesn't make any difference. Like this is for the other deck because both these cards are working in both decks. Now let's move over to Android 18 for the sake of family. This is your top 5 searcher. Auto, when this card is played, look at the top 5 cards from your deck and add up to 1 green sand card with entry cost of 4 or less amongst them to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Auto limit 1 if your leader is a green Sun Goku GT Z leader. When this card is used in a combo, it gets 1,000 power for the battle. So, I mean, it's a 6k combo. Once per turn, if you have a Z leader, this is a 6k combo, and that's not bad. It's really just the top 5 searcher though. Pretty standard. Next, you have Pan, Spirit of Resistance. This is just your super combo, basic at 4 life. There's no reason to use this, in my opinion, above either Great Sandman or Paragus, unless you really just... Nah, like Paragus starts up... Yeah, nah. Just ignore it. Oob is vanilla, but he's drippy. This is a very good looking vanilla, so there's that. We're moving on. Now you got Sun Goten, Spirit of Resistance. Permanent, if your leader is a green Sun Goku GT card and a green Sun Goku GT card is in your warp, easy. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. Auto limit 1, when this card is played, draw 1 card, more thinning. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, an energy cost of 1, KO it. Very, very, very narrow effect. Auto limit 1, if your leader is a green Sun Goku GT card and you add this card to your Z energy, draw 1 card and discard 1 card from your hand. That's a +0 interaction. Probably a -1 because you might have comboed with this from hand, but it's at least going to help you see your deck. This deck is already going through so much thinning. The question is, how much plussing is it going to do? Because there's a lot of things that you get a card and you have to immediately lose a card. Next, you have Trunks, Spirit of Resistance. If your leader is a green Sun Goku GT card and a green Sun Goku GT card is in your warp, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. Permanent, while you have 4 more energy, this card gains blocker. Auto limit 1, when this card is played, draw 1 card. So this is a break even. Once again, the last of this deck is floating. Pretty cool. When you have 4 more energy, this card gains blocker. That's not bad. He doesn't have barrier though, and he's a 2-drop, and he's only going to be 10k, so he's pretty much susceptible to every removal spell in the entire game. So I wouldn't really depend on this guy for being a blocker. Sun Gohan, Spirit of Resistance, you got counterplay, green, play this card. If the battle card is being played with an energy cost of 4 or less, place it in its owner's drop instead. Very, very, very strong. This is going to get rid of a lot of floodgates. This card is probably one of the most important. I'm glad, because Gohan, even if it is one of his worst fits. If your leader is a green Sun Goku GT card and a green Sun Goku GT card is in your warp, reduce the energy cost in this card or your hand by 1. Yeah, I'm tired of reading that effect. Auto limit 1, when this card is played, draw 1 card and choose up to 1 of your opponent's unisons or remove a marker from it. That's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of things this can get. There are lots of powerful unisons that don't plus because they're so powerful, like Majin Buu unison, and green will be able to tear through those easy. Next, you're going to get SS Vegeta, Spirit of Resistance. Permanent, if your leader is a... Yeah, no, I'm not reading that again. If you have the correct setup, you can reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. You know what the setup is. Auto, limit 1, if this card attacks, draw 1 card, discard 1 card from your hand, and then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, and KO it. 4 or less seems kind of not narrow, but not great either. Auto green, if your leader card is a green Son Goku GT, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to one of your green sand cards and gains double strike for the battle. I like that. Champas that are built into the, I don't like Champa. I think Champa should be a red effect only, but I do like the fact that if we're going to keep Champa, I would rather have in archetype or in color Champas that don't have to use red cards in your deck, because you can charge this or you can use it, just more versatility for your deck. And let's see. Green sand cards, and it's green sand cards, that's great. So any one of your swingers can pretty much become a double strike. I dig that. That's actually very versatile. Next you got SS4 Son Goku to Hell and Back. This is where things start getting really crazy. Permanent, while you have an Android 18 card in play, this card gains criticals, so 15k critical. Activate main, limit 1 green. If you have 3 more energy, there are 3 more pan or cards with GT in their character names, all green without Son Goku, GT, and the Z energy, battle area, and or drop. So you can have 1 in each zone, and you can play this card from the warp. That is crazy. Limit 1 if your leader is a green Son Goku GT card and one of your green Android 18 Z battle cards in battle, use this card from your warp in a combo. So you can use it from your warp in your combo and then add it over to your Z energy. You can play this guy from your warp. This guy's just versatile. This is one of those never dead cards. And then we're going to move over to SS4 Son Goku Stygian Journey. Unique, permanent. When you have an Android 18 card in play, this card gains plus 5k power, so it's going to be a 20k. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. That's what I like to see, no cost restriction. Activate main, limit 1 green. If you have 3 or more energy and there are 3 more pan cards, it's the same thing. You need 3 or more pan cards or GT with that are all green without Son Goku in their name, GT in their name, in your Z energy battle area or drop, play this card from your warp. So this is yet another card you can remove using the Android 20 and then just know you're going to be able to play later. Moving over to the SR, you got Son Goku and Android 18 Vital Teamwork. Deflect, dual attack. When your leader is a green, actually, I just had to check to see how long. Okay, double strike for the battle. I had to check to see how long the Vegeta gave double strike. Anywho, if your leader is a green Son Goku GT card, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. Energy costs less than or equal to the number of mono green sand cards in your drop and KO it. Since you can't overwhelm, this is going to probably be a good number by the time you're using this. Auto limit 1, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses one of their unisons with a specified cost of 3 or less and places it in the owner's drop. If they don't place a card in their owner's drop, or in their drop, they discard 1 card from their hand. So this is an either or effect. You're going to kill a unison with a specified cost of 3 or less, or they're going to just drop a card from their hand. Activate main, limit green. If you have 3 more energy and a green Z battle card in play, play this card from your hand. I like how it says green Z battle, so you don't have to worry about playing one of these specific ones. You just need to play a green Z battle, so that'll work out. Overall though, it has deflect, it has dual attack, it's a 20k. Doesn't seem that strong. I like how it has destruction, but it doesn't ignore barrier. As a boss card, I kind of feel like this is overwhelming. Discarding 1 card from your opponent's 11 card hand isn't really going to be the best, and they get to choose. This card is just, I'm going to say it right out, this card feels underwhelming. I'll see it, how it plays in practice. Next we got Android 18 Wrathful Strike. Unique barrier, Z-Stack 1 green Son Goku GT. Permanent, during your turn when there are 2 or more green Son Goku GT cards in your warp, this card gains 6,000 power, so it becomes a 10k swinger. You're never going to swing with it. It's got barrier. You need to stay on the field to use its ability later, and we're going to see that. We'll use an ability later. So overall, this card's kind of weird, wonky. Seems like a waste to print. I'm not going to front. Next, you got Son Goku Golden Dragon Fist. Permanent, when there are 3 or more pan cards. Yeah, you guys know the deal. When you meet the conditions of having 3 green GT sands, or green GT cards, or pans, you are going to be able to give this card double strike and dual attack. That's pretty cool. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. No restriction like that. And then activate main, limit green. When your leader is a green Son Goku GT Z leader, it has to be a Z leader, and you have 4 more energy, you can choose one of your green Son Goku GT cards with an energy cost of 3 or more. Play this card from under an Android 18 on top of it in active mode. So you get to use any of these Super Saiyan 4s, you get to use the 6 drop that's 18 and Goku, but you can play this on top. And if you meet the conditions, it's double strike and dual attack. It doesn't have deflect, it doesn't have barrier, it's 25k. It's fairly susceptible to a lot of stuff. So this is the one that needed barrier, or not being able to be affected the turn it comes out, something. This is a very, very vulnerable card, and all of its stat lines, a 4 cost, 25k, no protection. It's susceptible to pretty much most of the good removal in the game. So this is not a good card. I'm just going to say that. Like, your opponent has to be lacking in deck composition for this card to connect, if I'm not mistaken. But that's just me. And then we're going to hit the last card, which is Goku's Kamehameha Deflection. Counterattack, limit 1, negate the attack, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. If your leader is Green Son Goku GT leader, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by discarding another card from your hand instead. This is literally just a super juiced version of Shocking Death Ball. Destroy a 4 cost or less by negating the attack. Alright. You want to know something funny? Goku's Kamehameha Deflection. We just talked about no protection, right? Just with it, kill one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of or less. You literally could kill your opposing opponent's Son Goku Golden Dragon Fist with a 1 cost negate. Alright, look, that card desperately needed some sort of deflection. But that being said, I think this archetype may have some legs. It's got a lot of acceleration, and since it says green sand, there's a lot of stuff that you could use in this deck. So we're gonna have to finagle around to see how clunky the shell is, because you're already running 48, so you only have so many spaces. But we are going to find out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you are looking for any of these cards, you can actually just find them with our sponsor, which I'm gonna play right now. So let's talk about our sponsor, Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all of your trading card game needs. On their site, you can buy or pre-order starter decks, boxes, even cases, as long as you try to give it about 3 to 4 months ahead of time for the pre-orders, because sometimes the product's a little too hot to keep on the shelves. If you want singles, you can go over to their TCG Player website, where you'll find nothing but product and great reviews. And if you even want to sell your collections, just hop on over to their Facebook page and message them directly, and you get a price worked out for you, best bang for your buck. And you know what? While you're here, let me throw you a little something extra. If you want 5% off of any purchases made on the site, make sure you use the link in the description, or at checkout, use the code WORSTGEN. That'll be on the screen as well, and I hope you find something you like with Mystic TCG. And yeah, I had to sneak the sponsor in there. So, with that being said, let me know in the comments how you feel about this archetype. I think there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, literally the moment they put sand as the tag there, you opened up a huge realm of possibilities to just pretty much a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of room to play around, and I am excited to see how that plays out. So with that being said, like I said, I just want to know your thoughts. Let me know what you're going to play. If you think that this is finally Green's time to come back, we're going to do another archetype soon enough. I'm trying to think of what to do for 4K subscribers, and yeah. Past that, don't really know what else to say. So I guess I'll close it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support and love. I will see you guys next time.